Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. So the last, I guess you could say, almost 24 hours has been kind of crazy as far as WWE does go. When Monday Night Raw started this week, it was noticed that there were more people in the crowd than just trainees and NXT superstars. They actually had, quote-unquote, what we thought at the moment was fans in the crowd. Word started to trickle out right before Raw went on the air that this was actually going to be a thing, but we didn't really know who these extra people were. Now, as the night went on and into the morning, more and more information started coming out as far as who was at the Performance Center for the Monday tapings and who these people in the crowd were. It was stated by a few different websites these are friends and family of people within WWE, and they were actually told to not bring masks to the tapings as they did not want anyone in the crowd to be shown wearing a mask. WWE also stated in a released statement that they kept the quote-unquote friends and family who were used Monday away from the talent and production staff, yet we saw the Street Profits dancing in the crowd during their entrance and high-fiving crowd members. It's not the only time people were super close to each other. Now, we here at PWUnlimited have spoken with somebody who was in attendance at Monday's tapings at the WWE Performance Center. They were contacted Monday morning about being there and basically insinuated that it seemed like a kind of relaxed environment. Upon arriving at the PC, they had their temperatures taken and were given a waiver to sign. On the waiver, they had to check two boxes to be allowed in, one stating that they do not currently have the virus, and another stating that they have not come in contact with anybody who has contracted the virus themselves. We were told that no one brought into the PC were quote-unquote just random fans. And outside of those who we have seen over the last couple of weeks, they used unsigned local talent and friends and family, as WWE stated. As far as the story of people being told, don't wear a mask or you won't be allowed in, the person we spoke to was not told anything that harsh, more of, hey, no masks. The person was not told specifically that they can't come if they felt like they needed to wear a mask. They were just basically told by one person within the company, hey, no mask needed. Now, during Monday's tapings themselves, they filmed one episode of Raw, one episode of SmackDown, and an episode of Main Event. During the tapings, we were told that they had numbers on the floor that you were supposed to stand by. Between the matches, they were then given breaks, and they were allowed to mingle with the others in the crowd. And it did not seem like anyone was being strict with how far everyone had to stand apart from one another. It was said to us that people were quote-unquote definitely not 6 feet apart. It was also stated to us that the extras used in the crowd were allowed to go to catering. Again, WWE stated they were kept separate from the talent and staff, but this isn't the case. We were told that there were two tents set up. One tent was set up with just some random small snacks here and there, and then there was the other tent with the real food, the good food, and people stood in long lines to get that food very close to each other. Now, last night on Monday Night Raw, as the show was going off the air, WWE released a statement revealing that a developmental talent who was last at the Performance Center on June 9th had tested positive for COVID-19. The company did not inform talent or anybody at the PC yesterday about this until that statement went out online. The person we spoke with said they had no clue that there was any sort of issue with a positive test ever being in effect, I guess you can say, at the Performance Center, and nobody that they were around Monday had any clue that this was a thing either. So with that, WWE, as we stated, put out a statement today saying that everybody was kept distanced and away from each other. Talent and staff were separate from the people that were used in the crowd, and that's obviously not the case. On the show itself, we saw Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins dancing in the crowd, and B, the people in the crowd were allowed to go to the catering tents and get the food and stand in the long lines with everybody to get that food. So with that, if we do hear anything further on stuff that went down at Monday's tapings at the WWE Performance Center, we'll have it for you right here on Pro Wrestling Unlimited. But that's going to do it for this episode. Remember to comment below, like and share this video, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe right here on YouTube.